Welcome to Talk Birdie to Me with former world number 16 Nick O'Hearn and Tour Pro Mark Allen, live from Titleist and FootJoy headquarters. And thanks to our great partners, Host Plus, the official retirement partner of Talk Birdie to Me. Driving a BMW is like hitting the perfect shot. Smooth, controlled and powerful. Titleist, the clear number one ball in golf. FootJoy, the number one shoe and glove in golf. Better, when the greats bet, they bet with Better. Ping will help you play your best. And the Golf Clearance Outlet, who beat everyone's prices. Now, here's Nick and Mark.
G'day everybody, welcome to the program. This is a Talk Birdie to Me feedback podcast, which means, Dan, you take control.
Okay, now the first half of this feedback one is about the Australian Open. So they're all questions or comments about the Open. This one comes from Dan. Dan has said, an amazing turnout at Royal Melbourne. I loved it, and I've already bought my tickets next year at Kingston Heath.
Oh, wow.
Here's my question. Can Kingston Heath handle the kinds of crowd volumes following the top players that Royal Melbourne did, given Royal Melbourne had a lot more room being a composite course?
No, it can't handle it. No, it's a really good point. Kingston Heath will battle because it doesn't have the space that Royal Melbourne does. But what that will do, and this is what happened at the Australian Masters when it used to be at Huntingdale, it will create a cauldron. So it'll be a different atmosphere, but I imagine if Rory comes back, people are already buying their tickets. Let's say 120 go through the gates like they did this year.
It will be packed.
It will be packed, and just like when Tiger was there in 1999. I mean, the turnout was enormous. It's doable, but it just won't be the same as Royal Melbourne.
Space certainly helps at big events. Yeah. And when you get a 36-hole property, even though it's not all in the one property, the composite, but it certainly helps with the galleries and walking around. And I did notice that at Royal Melbourne where TV compound were on the range, they moved the driving range for the players across the road to Sandy Links, and it just made everything flow a little easier, I think.
Tell me this, Nick.
Logistically.
With Kingston Heath being home to the Australian Open next year, they were toying with last year whether to make the first hole, which is the 7th, par 5. They were toying whether to make that a par 4 or not. Now, if I give you Trevor Herden's job next year, would you make that hole a par 4 and make it a par 71? I
was going to say, what is the par?
It's 3 par 5s. It's par 70. There's 3 par 5s and 3 par 3s. When I went and watched some players last year, I mean, Minwoo Lee and Neiman hit a driver.
So far.
50 yards past the traps on that 7th hole at Kingston Heath, into the wind.
Into the wind.
It was incredible. And Minwoo, well, they're two of the biggest hitters in the whole world of professional golf. Minwoo had a 3-iron and he was just going to lay up short of the traps. He put the 3-iron away and took out a club with a steel shaft. So it must have been his 4-iron. So and hit that and hit it 10 yards short of the traps. So the longest hitters make it into something that's very simple.
Yeah.
But is it actually the right thing to do in a tournament to make that a par 4?
I'm not sure about that. I like it as a par 5, especially if you've got three par 3s, 3 par 5s. Yeah, I like it. If you get the wind the other way, into the wind, which although you're talking it
was a one club wind. Yeah, it was into a one club wind.
I like the thing about Kingston Heath is all the par 5s go the same direction. Yeah. So if you get them all into the wind, if they're all downwind, well. Yeah. I don't mind that one being a par 5. Yeah. Can you move the tee back a little further? I know you've got.
Well, you could.
What's the par 4 there?
You could. That's
another
the 6th
option.
hole. Well, that would end up being the 9th hole in the tournament. You could do that.
The only other thing I might say is I'll never do it, but you could also put another fairway bunker further down on the right. Yeah. That might be another option. So then you got to thread it maybe. I don't know.
Well, I don't think that's certainly not in the plans. They could do that. Yeah. The one thing they have done to make it a little bit tougher is the 11th hole. All right, so little par 3s when you normally play, it's the 10th. That hole, the 11, which when the Australian Open was there last year, was the number 2 toughest hole for the week for men and women.
The par 4.
Par 4 around the corner.
Yeah. They've moved the tee
way back. So
saw that the other day.
I think because they've moved the tee way back on 11, I would keep the 7th as a par 5.
Yeah.
I think that's even Steven.
Okay.
Comment here from Keith. Guys, the finish of the Australian Open reminded me of Bill Dunk, who turned 87 on December the 10th.
Is he still going, Billy?
He won over 100 tournaments. He broke 80 course records and had 2 features, Dunk's Island at Royal Melbourne and Dunk's Hill at the Australian, named after him.
That's right.
I reckon he deserves some recognition, and your podcast could do that. Thank you, Keith.
Wow, for Host Plus.
Oh,
Let's
yes.
put Billy Dunk.
We should get Billy Dunk on.
We better go sooner rather than later if he's 87 as well, just to get him on. I mean that the nicest possible way.
What a player. What a player he was too.
Oh, how many course records?
Over 80, he just said,
80 course records.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, it's funny, during the TV commentary, I remember hearing something about a Dunk's Island, but I didn't know where it was and things like that. Should have known.
Yeah.
But apparently he got it up and down from over there to defeat.
Did the same thing.
Curtis Strange, maybe, I think, in the Chrysler Classic many years ago.
That rings a bell.
Something like that, anyway.
You know, he was a very funny character. So all the
wore
stories.
The big glasses, didn't he?
Wore glasses, wore a hat with the back turned up, a Gilligan hat with the back turned up. But when he was winning smaller events, he would always make quite a funny speech. And his famous one was he was playing in a tournament, and it wasn't a big one, but he won the tournament, shot a course record. They introduced him as Billy Dunk to come up and say a few words, and they gave him the check. You know what they do? You get an envelope. Yeah. So Billy Dunk, he opened it up, looked at the check, and said, "Oh, small check, small speech. See you later, everybody."
Wow.
And went home.
And he walked out.
But he was the sort of guy where, like, if I said that or if you said that at a pro am,
you think you're a wanker.
Won, then you would be torched by everybody else. But Billy Dunk had a way where it was hilarious.
He could get away with it.
So some people just had the knack, and Billy Dunk had that knack.
Oh, that's funny.
We'll have to ask him about that when we get him on.
We've got to get him on.
Yeah.
Okay, this one comes from, who's this from? Oh, this is from Ryan. Ryan said, "G'day, Nick and Mark. I loved experiencing the buzz of not only the golf and atmosphere at the Australian Open, but fully nerding out on being on the Royal Melbourne course. Witnessing the condition and appreciating the architecture just makes it a little hard to take that most amateur golfers like me with no connections will ever play those top courses on the Sandbelt. And after doing some digging, unless you're an overseas or interstate traveller, I don't see any way regular golfers can achieve the dream of playing even just one round on a course like Royal Melbourne. I'm a member at Lewis in Geelong. I'm a 5 handicapper, so I'm really close, but I'm so far away. How do mere mortals get onto not just Royal Melbourne, but any of these top Sandbelt courses? Is there a way to do it?"
Get friendly with members.
Yeah,
that's about all I can say.
That's right. It is the one thing in golf. It is the one drawback that we have in our great game, that if you don't know somebody to get on a Pine Valley or a Cypress Point or Augusta National or Royal Melbourne,
Kingston Heath,
if you don't know anybody and you don't get on there, like a corporate day maybe, then unfortunately you kind of hung out to dry a little bit, aren't you?
Yeah, pretty much.
But if you're a 5 handicapper at Lewis, and Lewis is a good little course, fabulous little golf course.
I would speak.
You've just got to dig. You've got to dig and
speak to the pro.
Yeah, speak to the
committee and just start asking around.
Just find
because
someone.
I mean, not far from there was Barwon Heads, and I'm sure a lot of the Barwon Heads members are Royal Melbourne members at the same time.
I think half the Royal Melbourne members are Barwon Heads members.
So that may be a way.
It's a bit like half the Kingston Heath members are Sorrento members.
And you may know someone who is a member, but you just don't know about it. So yeah.
Well, you just actually you've just got to fall over yourself when you meet a Royal Melbourne member, tell your story and beg. Yeah. That's the only way.
Okay. All right. We've got a Wolfpacker who's got a controversial, in inverted commas, take on St Andrew's Beach that I will read to you after the turn.
Okie doke. We'll be back in a tick.
From Titleist and FootJoy headquarters, this is Talk Birdie to Me. We're here for BMW, luxury and comfort for the 19th hole. Host Plus, the official retirement partner of Talk Birdie to Me. The golf clearance outlet, they beat everyone's prices. Ping will help you play your best. And better, ahead of the game. Now for Titleist, the number one ball in golf, and FootJoy, the number one shoe and glove in golf. Here's Nick and Mark.
Okay, Dan, I'm interested to know more about this St Andrews Beach story.
Oh, okay. So, well, it's not really a story. It's just an opinion here. This is from Just Games. Just Games has said, having played Victoria Golf Club and Commonwealth and many others, St Andrews Beach, like those courses, is a masterpiece. In my opinion, St Andrews Beach is a better course, but those are better clubs. St Andrews Beach has an awe-inspiring layout, amazing shot options and strategy, and your conversations about the top 100 course should have discussed that.
Who's this from again? Sorry.
Well, it's from someone called Just Games.
Just
Good on you,
Games.
Just Games. Well, no, I get that. And Nick and I'll speak for myself. I always, when I'm trying to rank a course, I always put which course would I prefer to play for the rest of my life. You know, if it was between Metropolitan Golf Club and Royal Sydney Golf Club or Lake Carrinup and the Grange, I say, okay, which one, if I had to play it, that's the only course I'm going to play for the rest of my life. That's the way I do it. Well, unfortunately, St Andrews Beach, just the way it presents and a few other bits and pieces, I agree with the architecture. It's great and the land is great. But there are other places I would just prefer to play.
He said that in a very nice way, didn't he?
It's just the way it plays out.
I would almost say, what's that line in the movie, The Castle? Tell him he's dreaming. No, I'm only kidding.
Well, it's not your favourite.
Look, I've played there. It's a nice course. As you point out, I think there are plenty others that I would prefer to play if it was my last. But it's an opinion. And that's the beauty of this game. Everyone has their own opinion on what their favourite course is, what their favourite shot is, golf club, you name it, whatever. And I respect that.
But there's always hope, you know. I mean, we saw which course did we see make the great gains in the top 100 recently? New South Wales Golf Club.
They got a revamp. Yeah.
So look, it's funny, you know. If I'm pretty sure St Andrews Beach, they're building a clubhouse now, which is a big part of your golf experience when you go to a golf course.
Is there a range there? I'm not sure there was.
There's not really a range there. Yeah, anyway. The condition.
Not that has anything.
It's
to
always
do with
pretty good, but it's never. I've never seen it where it's elite. It only has to get to elite once when you play it, and that's how you remember a golf course.
True.
So all these little bits and pieces.
You do have to hit a variety of shots around there, I will say that. And there are some really good views.
And the land is amazing.
Yep.
So, Nick, what you're saying is St Andrews Beach is not going straight to the pool room.
Very good, Dan. I like that, yeah.
I remember hearing a story once about the castle, which is, for people in America who are viewing who haven't seen the castle, it's one of the great Australian movies. But I remember seeing a story how it was released in America and it flopped because they thought it was real.
Serious.
Yeah.
And they didn't realise it was, what it is.
Yeah. It's a really daggy Australian show.
Yeah.
And we all love being daggy sometimes.
Yeah.
Steve is an apprentice mechanic, but he spends most of his time reading the Trading Post. He just loves buying and trading.
Ergonomic chairs, 4 of them. What's he want? 180. He's dreaming.
Dad, 450.
For jousting sticks, tell him he's dreaming.
How much is a jousting stick worth, Dad?
Well, couldn't be more than 250. Depend on the condition.
Dad, some guy's selling an overhead projector.
Nah. Now, hang on, Steve. What's he asking?
150.
Tell him he's dreaming.
Yeah.
Dad, what's a pulpit?
Where the minister gives his sermon from. How much?
800?
Dreaming.
It's a bit like that film Kenny.
Oh, yeah.
Some people thought that was
Kenny.
an actual documentary.
No, it wasn't a documentary.
It was a mockumentary, I think they called it. Yeah.
Not now. Remind me another time to tell you about the Shane Jacobson story that he told me about Kenny. It's unbelievable.
Okay.
It's so good. I'll tell you another time when we're talking movies. Cool. Okay, this one here comes from Ian. Ian has said, a couple of pods ago, boys, you were talking about sand buckets and carrying a bag. I've been using a bike bottle tool holder for about 10 years. Works a treat. I keep it in the bottle holder on my bag. They're about $15 on Amazon. There are specialty solutions, but this works for me.
I like that.
So
Where do
you
they
hook
kick
the bike
No. It's
cage.
A bike bottle tool holder. Right. So you know how you get like bottles on your bike when you go cycling?
Yeah.
He's got one of those that he's hooked on his bag.
Right. So he just slots it in.
Yeah.
Oh,
Actually not a bad idea.
That's a really good idea.
It's a really good idea.
interesting.
That's a really good idea. I know some of the best clubs in the States just for walkers, because they don't have buggies like, pull carts is what they call them. They don't have buggies. That at the very best courses where people do walk, they do have a specialty little canister.
Yep.
And you pop it in, it slides in your bag nice and easy. And when you finish, you put it in a rack that's somewhere near the clubhouse or something.
Correct.
And that makes a lot of sense too.
Stephen Roach wrote in about the IBF interview. Superb interview, boys. A lot of the younger generation could do very well to learn from looking at his gratitude.
Absolutely.
That's the nicest thing Rochi said for
Thank you,
quite
Rochi.
some time.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, because Rochi's a bloke who you and he have a bit of a,
he grates me.
Oh, do
way.
you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Add that one to the list.
Yeah, he's on the list for sure.
Okay. Vince, Nick, why aren't you still playing? Surely you'd qualify for the seniors tour.
Yes, I do. I still qualify. Well, on the Legends Tour in Europe, if I wanted, but that would require, as I've said many times, practice and travel. Two things I don't really enjoy doing much anymore.
I'd have to find a new partner for Talk Birdie to me.
That's exactly right.
So,
yeah, they wouldn't be
I'm
putting
quite
this
happy.
show on. So
that's right.
Rochi might be available.
True.
Let's continue on.
Okay. Nick, you were talking recently about swapping from left to right if someone was having issues with their putting. And Kent has written in, this sounds crazy, but it works.
Yes. Okay. I was going to
Had
say.
I not changed, I would have had to stop playing years ago. Right. Out of curiosity, Nick, are you naturally right-handed? I only ask because I'm left-handed when I write, when I play tennis, but play two-handed sports right-handed. Mm-hmm. So for me, it wasn't a hard switch, but it works.
I am exactly the same as you, but I'm the opposite. I'm one-hand right. So I play tennis right, throw a ball right. Two-handed sports, I play left-handed. So it's not very difficult for me because if I roll the ball to the hole, I do it with my right hand. So this motion of rolling the ball, which is very much like a putting stroke, feels very natural. So
it's funny you say that. Yep. When I'm off a green these days or I've got a long putt, I don't have practice strokes. I just have a lawn bowl stroke.
Yeah, that's right.
Like a lawn bowl stroke. I don't even swing the putter. And then I just get over it.
Yep.
And I've somehow got the feel for it. So
I've started doing that on really long putts.
Yeah,
because a practice stroke's kind of a waste of time.
It's a waste of time.
So it's just about visualizing, getting a feel, and away you go.
Yeah, and you can kind of the finger, what do you call it? A finger roll when you're rolling a ball. You can kind of equate that to how a ball pings off the putter face.
Yep.
You know, it's a big ping or a little kind of just a gentle push along. So I think that works.
Well, I'm glad it's kept him in the game anyway. So fantastic.
All right, I'm going to finish up on this one here. This comes from The Glass Eye. I'm a bit late to the party, but I've been watching Stick on Apple TV. Is it just me, or does the young male protagonist look like a young Mark Allen?
Wouldn't go that far.
The hair, maybe.
For people listening, we have a picture of this young guy on the screen. I forget his name in the show.
He looks a bit like that guy who was one of the Spider-Mans, Andrew Garfield,
right.
I think his name was.
He does. Yeah. How many episodes did you get through? What's the show called again? I think I got through 2.
I got through 3/4 of one. So, yeah.
You've got a short tolerance. You don't persist, do you?
No, I don't. I started watching and I said to Alana, should I keep watching? She goes, no. I said, okay, fair enough.
Okay, one golf movie you can only watch one for the rest of your life.
Ooh.
You got to pick one. This is the only one. It's like a marriage. You are forsaking all others.
Yeah.
Which one are you choosing to go with? I know this is not a movie, by the way. I know Stick is a show, but let's, for the purpose of this, let's go with the movie.
The greatest game ever played.
Oh, you going for that one?
Is that the one where he wins the US Open?
The US Open.
Yeah.
Really, you going for that one?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't think of any others.
There's only one. I'm going with are you going to get do I get a free bowl of soup with that hat?
Caddyshack.
Caddyshack, of course. There's so many great one-liners. It's the best ever.
Yeah.
Oh, I can maybe have a half a dozen of those Vulcan D10s and set my friend up here with the whole schmear. You know, clubs, bags, shoes, gloves, shirt, pants. Hey, orange balls. I'll have a box of those. Give me a box of those naked lady tees and give me 2 of those. Give me 6 of those. Oh, this is the worst looking hat I ever saw. Well, you buy a hat like this, I'll bet you get a free bowl of soup, huh? Oh, it looks good on you, though.
All right, boys, that's the feedback pod for today. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Nick.
I know what Dan's going for.
What's that?
The man's a menace.
Yeah, of course you are. Of course you are. See you, folks.
Nobody but about me. Why you got to give me a fight? Can't you just let it be? I'm alright. Don't nobody worry about me. You got to give me a fight. Why don't you just let me be? Do what you like. Do
Talk Birdie to Me with Nick O'Hearn and Mark Allen. Live from Titleist and FootJoy headquarters. Titleist, the #1 ball in golf. FootJoy, the #1 shoe and glove in golf. The Golf Clearance Outlet, they beat everyone's prices. BMW, luxury and comfort for the 19th hole. Better, ahead of the game. Ping will help you play your best. And Host Plus, they can help you drive your retirement further. Now that's a plus. Issued by Host Plus Pty Limited. This is general advice. Consider the PDS and TMD on our website before deciding. Wherever you listen or watch, we'd love you to subscribe and share the pod with a friend. Talk Birdie to Me's executive producer is Dan Bradley at Kaizen Media. Sound design by Daryl Misson at loudzebra.com. And now from Titleist and FootJoy headquarters, that's been Talk Birdie to Me.